Hey everyone, welcome back to the live stream tonight. We're going to be doing a Sunday Q&A. So what I've done is I've taken a bunch of the questions that are in the comments for the YouTube channel. I've broken them down into a couple of categories, and then we're going to go through each of them and do a quick answer, kind of a Google search to find out either the best article or product that I think is going to answer the question, or if I can just answer it right on camera here. So all I've done is just organize this, and we're going to start off from the top. Let's see what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about window installation. So there's a couple of questions going over that. That's from a couple of videos that we've done on the channel. So whether it's cutting a window out in your van, or installing a window frame, or even the interior panel kit from a company, for example. And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about flooring. A couple of questions about that. Upholstery will be next. There's a question on four-way stretch carpet, which I actually have a sample of it back here that we're going to take a look at, as well as the Amazon number, because the kind that I like to put in the van it's hard to find, and through some trial and error, I've got the one that I like. Next down, we'll talk about Adventure Wagon interior cost. And then we'll go into plumbing. And finally, we'll talk about lighting. So let's go ahead and kick it off with window installation. So the first question was, do you have to fix the window to install it? And I'm going to go and let me go ahead and pull up the comments section on the channel. All right, here we go. So this was our question right here. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. Okay, so this was from our latest video, which was the camper van bunk window and wall panel install. That was our latest live stream that we did. So as far as fixing the window in order to install it, so I think the question here is, when you put your wall panels up on the van, do you have to have the window there to go ahead and install your wall panel? So yes, you need to have the window there. The window is the foundation to, you're going to start, and then you're going to work off of that. So if we go over here into the drawing pad, let's draw us a wall panel on a van. Okay, so let's just say that's the wall of the van. And then 9 times out of 10, everybody's going to build out, and there's going to be this inner panel that they're going to either upholster or it's going to be painted. And then so you got this space on the inside. So the space on the inside is what we're talking about. So if you have a window, it doesn't matter if it's a glue-in window or a bunk window or any type of window. It can be the small one, or it can even be a big one. What you have to do is translate that to the inside, like that. And then once you translate that to the inside, this is where you're going to find out where you got to cut. So when the question is, do you have to fix the window in order to install the panel? I would say 9 times out of 10, you're always going to have to do that. Obviously, unless you don't have a window, but you need to know this right here. So I can't zoom in on this, but this is that trim ring area of a window. And so if you want a factory looking finish to the window, you're going to need something that takes up this space. So this right here. And in that video that we did, it's called a window pill. Now there's all kinds of different companies that make them. One question that was on the live stream was, somebody was wanting to know, should I use the Arctic Turn style windows or a single pane window from like CRL? And in that response, I was talking about how CRL has companies such as Flatline Vanco that make a trim ring frame that goes around it so that you can kind of already know what your hole is going to look like. And honestly, that might actually be a good example to show you. So I'm going to go to Flatline Vanco. All right, so we're going to go to Flatline Vanco. We're going to go up to van parts. And we're going to go to interior parts. And then we're going to scroll down to where it says CRL pill window trim. And so there's two options. You have the 1033 slider and the AW 1033. So the 1033 slider, let's see here. So this is what the 1033 half slider. So this is the window that they're talking about. This one, just by chance, is a photo from Flare Space. This is what they put in their flares. So you see this one is, this is actually a pretty good picture. This one is just the window. There is no window pill. The bump out is like a very large window pill. So this is not needed. The window just pretty much clamps into place and that's it. But for our example, the reason you need to fit the window first is, look at this. So what this window trim kit does, that I did this for the other van, one of our vans that we take to shows. And in that van, I used this window trim because I needed to bolt something to the Adventure Wagon panel, which is this exterior panel, and clean it up. Because I couldn't, the spacing in between the window and this Adventure Wagon kit is about 1 inch, and there's really no clean way to make it look like a professional install unless you get some type of window trim kit. So this is an option that might help you out. And let's see here. So as far as, let's hurry up and answer that question. So to answer that question, let me go to AVC Rig. So AVC Rig is a company that, where is it? AVC. Here you go. So that's what it is in Google, AVC Rig. Click on their website. And so this one, if we go to interior, this is what we purchased for this customer. It was the AVC rear pill-shaped window frame. Now, we're going to go back and forth to better answer that question. So with this one, so with this window frame, this is going to designate the spot where you're going to trace out and cut your window out. So this will define the spot when you're building a van. If you're using this type of method where you have a kind of a standalone product that is fitting over the window and is meant to be upholstered, you're going to need to fix the window into the van first. So there's just some products, some manufacturers that I think is good. Let me see if I can really quick find, and I keep going back to my face because there's ads and all kinds of stuff like that that pop up. Let's see. Let's go to Turn Overland. Okay, so Turn Overland, and then we're going to go to Turn Overland window frame. Hold on, I'll get there in 1 second. It's a wood frame. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, so Turn Overland. They're the company that make the double pane windows for vans. And somebody was asking about this in our last live stream about the benefits of this window. Essentially, instead of a single pane window, kind of like I use in the vans with the T-vent, CRL, and the bunk windows that are single pane glass, Arctic Tern are dual pane and it's acrylic. And so these windows, this is what they look like. They're really cool. They have a lot of functionality. You have 3 positions. They click out. They fully open. They come with an integrated screen that attaches on the inside. However, the profile of these is a little different. Sometimes it doesn't fit the look that somebody's going for. So the viewer that was asking the question, I told them if you want to have more of a factory finish look on your van, CRL is a company that is going to give you that factory look. And then Arctic Tern is going to be more of a, modified, it's definitely a van that's been converted. I don't think they look bad, but I would say that's the difference. So if you have a window like this type of setup, this will be the window itself, and then this is the interior frame that has a bug screen and blackout. So if you wanted to go this route with the Tern Overland windows, so Tern Overland is the company, Arctic Tern is how everybody identifies this window. There's a company over here, completely separate, and it's called Satsang Van Works. So what they do is they build the window pills for Arctic Tern windows. And I think they're one of the only ones that do it. So for this, they actually make a solid wood piece that goes around the window. And you can get it in varying thicknesses. And the wood's nice enough to where you could actually, instead of maybe upholstering it, you could just stain it and then use it just like that. So you'll go over here, you'll find out, what size window you have. You can do the full kit and then let them know the thickness. Now I'm going to do this for 2.8 inches, which is the thickness of probably what we're working with. And maybe we do, what is this, 300, 700 full kit. So just for this one frame, it's about $361. So it is expensive, but again, that's somebody else doing the engineering, design, measuring everything, so that once you get this product, you're really just kind of picture framing your window and then bolting your interior panels or cutting it out to this. It's like a template and a solution all in one. So those are, I think that's some really helpful info if you guys are looking to go this direction. Let's see. Let's hop back over to let's see here. Our next question was, wouldn't you need a slider window? There we go. Wouldn't you need a slider window on that side with the sliding door? So this question was, let's see here, right here. So that was from the wall panel, camper van, bunk window, and wall panel install. It's a good question. So behind me, and I don't have my other microphone on today, so I'm going to have to go back and forth. But behind me is the van that we're currently working on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk back there. I'm going to open the awning window and show you that this window, I'll show you the clearance that it has. So this window right here, this is the awning style window from CRL. It's an AW1033. And so this window will tilt out. So I'm going to go open it, and then we'll see what the clearance looks like. All right, so just a quick measurement. The window itself comes out 2 inches, and then the door, the distance from the edge of the glass extended to the door is 3.5 inches. So you've got plenty of room back there for that style window. Now, this is a good thing to point out. If you have a bump out, so say you went and you actually went to get, this is a good example. So if you go to flare space, the bump out here on the driver's side is typically going to be bigger than the passenger side. I wonder if they actually show a photo, the passenger side. So sometimes these bump outs will be different because of the clearance issue. Now, with customizing any van, you're going to have to be careful. For example, the van over here that I'm working on, we have some Flatline Vanco products. So let me back up. Let's look at some exterior parts. Okay, so they sell 2 exterior parts. They sell the rear tire carrier, and then the Transit Van rear door platform. So I just installed both of those on that van. Now, here's the catch. Once you install a tire carrier, the doors can only be opened 90 degrees, and it's up to you how you want to brace the door after the 90-degree mark. Because if you open the door, the tire is going to hit the side of the van because now you've taken out the factory forward stopping ability. And then also on the passenger side, this Transit Van rear door platform will also touch the paint. So it's just really important to be careful, or just be mindful that once you customize or modify a van, you're going to have to make some accommodations so you don't, dent your van up or tear your van up. There's some DIY solutions with, people they make PVC elbows and stuff like this, stuff that clicks into the hinge at the bottom of the van and allows it to not move. So that's an option that you can do. But let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn that heater off. Yeah, so kind of a give and take. You customize something and also may change the van to where you can't use another aspect of it. But hey, that's customizing in a nutshell. Next question, are CRL windows no good? And then I put in parentheses, bigger look at industry options. So there was one comment over here. Where was that? So this one was talking about the plastic brakes, the T-vents messing up on the inside, and also, what else? Gaps that had to be caulked around the rubber seal to make it quit leaking. So this is a great response because when I do the window installs, I make sure that I explain to everyone that is watching the window install that it's how you install the window that's going to give you the greatest success of it not leaking water. And I know that sounds obvious, but you really need to take that to heart. A van, let's look at the drawing board here. So a van, for example, I drew this as a straight line, but that's not what a van. That's not how a van is designed. So a van is the outer shell of a van looks like this. It comes down, then you get a little lip, then this outer side comes down like this. You got another body line that comes down like this, and then maybe goes into the frame of the van. And let's say that this is the tire. So So that's what we're working with. That is the profile. So it's not straight, it's actually curved. So you can imagine if you take a something flat, and you try to install it. Now, I've over-exaggerated the curve, but it is there. But if you try to do this, there's going to be 2 spots that will be prone to leaking. And this is not really the window's fault. It has to do with this, just a situation that what you're trying to put the window into. And with any customization, you are customizing a van when you're putting windows in it. Even though the windows are designed to the best of their ability to fit perfectly into a van, it's still a modification that is not factory and has not been factory tested, regardless of what window you put in, besides a factory piece of glass. So if you're deciding to put any windows in the van, just consider that, or make some more considerations of how you're going to install it. So when I do these cardboard templates and cutouts, if you watch my other videos, you'll see if I take this and let's just turn this into a side view. Okay, let's just say that's a side view of a van. And then let's see, we've got... Let's try to make this look like a Ford Transit. Okay, something like that. And then you're going to have like a body seam right here, stuff like that. But you're going to be putting the window here. So the areas that are not going to be affected, let's do this. Let's make the window blue. Okay, so the areas in green that I do here in just a second will be areas that aren't an issue or probably won't be an issue. And then the areas in red will most likely be something that might be an issue. Okay, because we have a curve going this direction, this surface is going to be fine. This surface probably going to be fine. But these curved sides are what is going to need a little bit of help. Now, when I wish I had a better picture, but when I install these windows, when you clamp down on the window, this curved part actually turns into a flat part. And again, I'm over exaggerating for effect to kind of prove the point. So when you put this in and you tighten it down, it's going to make that curve more of a straight edge. That's why I like to use the screws, like the socket head cap screws, to compress the frame, because it gives me the confidence that if I have something I need to squeeze a little bit more, I can just keep cranking down on those screws and really press it in, as opposed to if I use the standard hardware from CRL, it's challenging to do that. And a big point that I just missed explaining to you guys, this example right here, this is a typical RV side. So if you have the big RVs, that they're all made out of, what is it? It's like the multi-layered, like foam and board installation. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, my point is, most RVs are, I'd say 99%, there's a box on the back. It's very flat. The walls are extremely flat. The roof is extremely flat. So AC units on the roof, you're mounting it to a flat surface. Max fans, fantastic fans, you're mounting it to a flat surface. Exterior windows, you're mounting it to a flat surface. So that is that's the base of the whole RV industry. So as adventure vans and DIY van people, we have taken something that is not typically designed for the RV industry, and we have modified it into an RV, which is awesome. However, the parts that we're buying were mostly designed for a flat surface and not designed for a curved surface. So we just have to take a little bit of extra caution when we're installing this stuff. Now, as far as CRL, I'm not a spokesperson or sponsored in any way, but if you have a part and something happened, you should be able to take it back to anybody you buy it from and get them to take care of it. And just as I don't want to say like an inside note, but when you purchase the window, this sounds wild, but as soon as you get the window, CRO is actually expecting you, this is my experience, they're expecting you to take it out of the box, look at it, and then make sure there's no damage when you get it delivered that day. For me, I have 4 of these windows on the shelf. I haven't opened them out of the box. And so technically that's an issue that I haven't inspected all the windows, but I'm probably not going to do that. Out of all the windows I've installed, there has been one screen that the screen kind of came out, but okay, this is one second here. There we go. So when I say bigger look at industry options, I wrote this note here because the RV industry, we're getting customized options for our vehicles, but they're not all going to be a robust choice. So windows that have been manufactured and modified for a van, it's still a custom industry if you think about it. And the quality is going to kind of be a give or take depending on what manufacturer you go with. So, look at the manufacturers, whether it's CRL, Arctic Turn, Motion, Windows, any of those companies. Find the look that you want, but then when you're getting ready to install it, you can watch one of my videos or somebody else's video. And I think more of the issues are coming out of install rather than quality of the product, because at the end of the day, it is an RV window. I'm not saying they all are not good, but it's an RV window. So hopefully that makes sense. Moving on, cardboard template using 1 drill bit instead of 2. So to answer this question, let's go down to the drawing pad. So this one was, where was that? We'll just go straight to the drawing pad. Okay. So for this question, we can use the same image here. So when I was transferring the template for the window vent, I was transferring it from the inside to the outside. I drilled 2 holes right here. I drilled a hole here, and I drilled a hole here. And that way, when I took it off of the inside and brought it to the outside, I could actually line it up on the 2 drill bits, slide it on, it would be exactly in the same location. So his question was, why didn't I just put 1 drill bit in there and then later go and measure my left to right and kind of do almost like a seesaw thing to where I could, move it up and down. You could do that, but I make sure that I align it on the inside of the van first, because you have these ribs that you're cutting out. And I just want to make sure that everything is nice and even on the inside. If for some reason I didn't measure, yes, it will be obvious on the outside of the van, but I've only drilled 2 holes, and this metal is going to be taken out anyway. So I don't care if those are off and I need to drill maybe 2 more. So yeah, there's 2 ways. If you have the template, you put it on the inside of your van, you drill 2 holes. So like this, you got 2 holes in the van. You take the template on the outside of the van or the inside and you move it to the outside of the van. You're just lining it up on these holes. There's kind of 2 ways to do it, but they were wondering why I didn't use one drill bit, and that's why I didn't do that. All right, next up, flooring. I live in Montana. I think it's Montana. And I'm having issues with plumbing freezing and want to redo my floor for maximum insulation in the winter. Any specific tips or suggestions on material selection? So yes. So we're actually going to write an article very soon about that specific material selection. So for example, a lot of people are searching for styrofoam insulation for flooring. And I think that's because, you know, everyone's used to buying a styrofoam cooler or something has styrofoam insulation. But what you want to use in a van is polyiso. So we did this on, let's see here. All right, so if you go to vanbuilderhq.com, and by the way, if you guys haven't been to the website, we have a website. And our website has a ton of blog posts and articles, everything that you guys can read. It's pretty much, you know, my brain put into a blog post, and got some really great pictures and stuff, and it's easy to follow along. So we've got a lot of articles here. And the one that I want to look at is the flooring article. Let's see here. Let me back up. Okay, it is the Ultimate Flooring Guide. That's what you want to look at. And in this, I go over a video. Did I already pull up this video? No, that's Van Life. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this video up. Okay, the Ultimate Camper Van Flooring Guide. This is a video that's on the YouTube channel, and it goes over everything in your van flooring and everything to consider. Floor plan, layout, properties of flooring materials, weight, aesthetics, budget, soundproofing, what season you're using your van. Does your floor system need to provide insulative value? And then how is it easy to clean? So it goes through a whole entire process of how to put your floor together. You also get to see me install a floor in a van. So start to finish. This is the product I'm talking about. So this is called Formula 150. It's got the pink Panther on it. It's pretty easy to see. There's a green version at Lowe's Home Improvement, and then there is the pink stuff at Home Depot. I just use the pink stuff from Home Depot because it's just what I've used before. But it also goes by the name of XPS insulation. And we're going to pull it up really quick online, and I'm going to talk to you about some of that stuff. Actually, we're just going to reference Van Builder HQ's website because this is where I put everything. So if you look at the table of contents on this blog post, if you go down to insulation and you just click it, it's going to bring you down to the article where I explain the whole entire reason you would want to do Formula 150. So this is what it looks like. And then we even go to subflooring. So take a look at this article. I'm going to pause on that and actually go to Home Depot's website so you can see the product. So you can Google Home Depot polyiso and then go to iso foam board insulation. And we're going to get to the answering the question here in just a second. XPS is what you want to look at. So right here, Home Depot actually does a pretty good example, a job explaining EPS, polyiso, and XPS. So the XPS, extruded polystyrene, is what I recommend. It's the most moisture resistant. And that's just, you want things that are moisture resistant in a van. Now, when you go to actually purchase the thickness, you're going to have a couple options. The one that I use in a van is the 1-inch thick version. Depending on how thick you want your final floor dimensions to be is greatly going to be based on this. You're probably, when you're building a floor, you're going to do 1/2-inch plywood for a floor. Most people will not do 3/4-inch plywood because just of the weight. And a 1/2-inch does a really good job, especially when you're gluing it down to this polyiso and then the polyiso to the van floor. But to answer the question, which was plumbing freezing, and he's redoing the insulation, tips for material selection. Yeah, my floor for maximum insulation. So this is what I would do. If you have the room, you're going to lose 1 inch in the ceiling, but the more you can max out your flooring, that cold coming from the floor, typically your plumbing is in it's not in the floor, but it's resting on the floor or it's close to the floor. So that's probably where he's coming from. Now in my vans, I use this R5 1-inch thick, and it really has to do with either the customer is not going to, Canada or something like that. It's not in a state that has a really cold temperature. So 1 inch is probably fine. If you're going to go ahead and redo the floor anyway, if you can be okay with reducing your ceiling height another inch, and you go with a 2-inch thick, it's going to give you an R10 value. So you're doubling your R value, which is your insulative value of your flooring. And so that would be my recommendation. And that's really because there's really nothing else that's going to help you with if you're specifically trying to fix the floor. Now, the next thing that I would do is ask yourself, is there any other place in the van besides the floor that I can increase my insulation? So one is, how's your van set up? So do you have an all-glass van? Because it's going to be really challenging heating and cooling that type of van. Do you have a cargo van that you're starting off with and there's no windows in the van? So the lower number of windows in the van, the better insulative value your van is going to have. There's less heat loss when you have less windows. But a lot of people like to have more windows so the van feels more open. You can see outside. So it's kind of catch-22. What are your goals, and then what do you want to do? And this van behind me, I think it's the best, very even setup is we're doing 2 bunk windows in the back that are ventilated, so you can get that cross breeze through the van, through the max fan in the top of the roof. And then by the kitchen galley, if you do decide to cook, we have a CRL T-vent window that's going in. And so then you can ventilate from the outside. And if you are cooking by that kitchen galley, you have some way to exhaust the indoor cooking. Most people are going to cook outside, but if you do that, having those 2 in the back and the 1 on the side, and not having any other windows, so no rear door windows, no driver side windows, that's going to dramatically keep the heat and cooling in your van, which will in turn keep your pipes from not freezing. I don't think the ceiling is that big of a deal, just in my experience, but definitely the floors and the walls. But if you can, put some type of different insulation in your ceiling, we're using Havelock wool on this current build. The one that we did the Adventure Wagon with, that one is Thinsulate, so 3M Thinsulate. Okay, next up, buying lawn sill flooring. What is the max length? So this is the next comment that we had. And let's see where that one was from. Lawn seal. There it is. So this viewer, this is on our lawn seal marine flooring install video. Design tips on choosing color and texture. So in this video, we installed lawn seal start to finish in Marine 1. You guys can watch that. But the question is, how big of a roll can you buy? So I know that the maximum width on these rolls is, well, let's actually go to, we're going to go to perfectfit.com. That's where I get my flooring from and upholstery. So perfectfit.com. And let's go on to lawn seal flooring. And we have another live stream where we talk about lawn seal in detail. But if you just pick up one. So here we go. Let's zoom in. Okay. So for lawn seal, that's the coin style flooring. They make other styles. But the roll is 6 feet wide. And then the maximum roll length would be 60 feet. Now, if you have a Ford Transit, 12 feet is what you want to purchase upon checkout. That's going to be enough to do behind the seats all the way outside the back of the van. It's going to give you about, 10 to 12 inches of overhang in the back, depending on where the driver's seat is. So 12 feet is safe if you guys are wanting to know the numbers on that. Something very important about buying lawn seal, you need to be very careful about a couple of options. This lawn coin is the original, but right here there's a spot where it says, it gives it some, it's below floor score, and they'll say like green air or green medic. And so this green medic, I think, is for like ambulances or maybe hospital flooring. But notice that it doesn't have top seal. So let's back up and let's scroll down. And we see lawn coin 2, 2 featherweight, 2 flex, 2 flex top seal. So we'll click on top seal. And for a van, you want to make sure that the formulations, the green air and green medic, but look to make sure it says top seal right there. If it doesn't say top seal, then that means it doesn't have this additional layer of protection. And let me grab a sample. So this is what we put in Marine 1. So this is a sample of the flooring. And it's a teak looking floor. And let's see how much we can zoom in. So you can see this is an awesome floor. It actually has like wood texture to it. And then if I can show you on the edge, you can kind of see like there's like this clear, it's hard to see on camera, but there's like this clear, there's this outer clear membrane that if you look really, really close, you can see that it's been applied to the top of this. And that is what gives it its durability. So you want to make sure when you're buying this that it has top seal. Not all of them have it. And I didn't know that when I first started doing this. And I made my first purchase. So that is my advice to you guys, just to, if you want to do that, make sure you're finding something that has that integrated in it. Okay, did I answer that question? Let's see. Yep, okay. Next, let's talk about 4-way stretch carpet. Where did I get it from? So behind me, I have this nice big piece of 4-way stretch carpet. in a charcoal color. And four-way stretch is just like the name entails. You're able to stretch this and actually give it some type. It almost has like a memory to it. So you can stretch it to reset the memory, and then you can pull it, and it'll keep whatever type of kink or bend that you put in it. And it is very good for upholstering this piece. So you guys may know this as the dreaded Ford Transit high roof foam airbag protector block thing. It's the thing that I think nobody wants to upholster. Maybe you don't know how to upholster it or make it look nice. So guess what? I'm going to upholster this in a live stream video with this 4-way stretch fabric. And it's going to look amazing. So if you want to tune into that one, you can. Now, as you guys know, I'm pretty picky on products, so I always want to buy, stuff that I really like using. So right now we're going to look up this number because it took me a couple of tries to find this. And I tried to find it on Amazon so that I can add it to the DIY van build cheat sheet, which we will talk about in just a minute. So let's go here. By the way, if you guys have any questions, ask those in the chat. That's how I get these questions to do these Q&A videos. It's a Q&A today too, so if you have a question, let me know. Okay, so the number is AC362-5 carpet. And the reason that this one's really hard to find is because the photo is terrible. So that blurry photo is the product photo for this product. It's a good product. I really like it, but you would never imagine that this is what I'm wanting you to get. Now, when you buy it, it's going to come in a 60-inch by 40-inch wide folded piece in a bag. It's going to be gray. It's a real dark charcoal gray. But it's awesome. It's $35, and it's how you're going to wrap those foam pieces, and it's also how you're going to wrap the rear pillars of a van and the two pillars behind the driver and passenger side. So they have really different, intricate ways to wrap that. And we'll be doing that in a live stream as well. It might be as soon as next week, so stay tuned for that. All right, trucking along here. Adventure Wagon interior cost. Let me come back to that one. I need to pull up what I was going to pull up. Unless they have pricing online. Let's, here we go. Let's just do it live. I'm a big fan of Adventure Wagon, but it's very expensive, but I think it's a great value because most people think the Adventure Wagon kit just includes the panels, but the Adventure Wagon kit, it includes the panels, all the insulation, which is 3M thin slit. It is pre-CNC cut and labeled insulation. So you don't have to cut it. You don't have to measure it as a label. You know exactly what chamber or pocket to put it in the van. Not only that, but it comes with all the hardware, all the mounting kit. The whole entire kit is held in by L-Track, which is the main feature of the whole entire interior system. A max fan is included, as well as allowing you to change out and do different options. So if you wanted to do, instead of a fabric ceiling, they'll allow you to upgrade into a bamboo ceiling. So for example, let's go to, now I'm doing this live. I don't know. They did update their website and it's a better experience than the last time I did this. But you go to their website. Let's do high roof long. So extended is the 148 extended, which would technically be like the 170 Sprinter-ish. The Transit HR long, high roof long, that's the one you want to click on. But this is the interior system. So we've got, let's see, van model, high roof cargo, say gray. So gray heather, that's what I've got. And then let's see, floor and seating. So I do not need additional floor and seating. Now these are big things. So a 6-rail smart floor, RRE Global. When we went to Adventure Van Expo in Colorado, that video we go through a little bit of the smart floor system, but it's a very expensive system. We're not going to talk about that, but down here is an option for that smart floor system. The ceiling configuration. You can decide where you want your fan mounted in the ceiling. Now, if I was going to do this system again, I would not install the pre-fan cutout. So they pre-cut out the panels for your fan. Now, I would not do that in the future because I wanted the fan to actually be in a different spot because it was interacting with my Dometic RTX 2000 and the solar panels on the roof. And because it was a hard cutout and I couldn't change it, I had to, find some interesting shaped solar panels to make my roof work. So for this, I would do, let's see, for you, let's do rear fan. Let's just say you're DIY, you don't want to have the hassle of cutting this out. So let's just say we do rear fan cutout. Panels, we want upholstered panels. You can add bamboo. I did add a bamboo ceiling in the last van, and it's really nice. For sleep system, I would not go with a sleep system right here at this point because it's very expensive. The Moab bed is $3,600, and I'm going to show you a different option. If you are not on a budget, or your budget will allow you to put this into your van, the bed that's designed for them, it's a little bit cleaner of an install than I think the second option, which is going to be Flatline Vanco. And so Flatline Vanco has something called Adventure Wagon compatible parts. I love this stuff. So these are the cabinets, the kitchen galley, the bed system that I have in the Transit that we've been working on. And so this bed system, it's about $1,500 cheaper, and it's harder to get in and out of the van, but I think the money you save can be put towards, an air conditioning unit or something like that. So that's just kind of my take on that. So for this, I would say I don't need a bed. Storage. So they have soft storage. They're called mule bags. They're really cool, but let's pass on that for right now. Let's see, wall and ceiling installation. Yep, let's do that. Sound dampening. Oh yeah, it includes sound dampening. So the whole entire kit includes all the kill mat insulation that you're going to need. Actually, it says hush mat, so they must have used something different now. Electrical. I opted out for this in lieu of a bamboo ceiling. So they include a wiring harness if you want to install USB outlets that are pre-cut out and throughout the panels in the van. So all you have to do is plug it into your engine battery with a harness that they provide. So this $900 harness is what they're giving you. And they're also pre-wiring all the panels with the USB ports. So it's really convenient if you're a DIYer and you're just trying to get things done and you don't want to deal with putting extra USB outlets in your van. Since I did a pro install, I opted out for that, and I used that money to put in my bamboo ceiling. Accessories. They have some fridges and stuff for sale. I would not do this. I would do something different. And then installation, go to a DIY. So let's see here. So this kit that we configured. Now remember, I did not do the wiring harness. We're doing a DIY install, and we opted out of a couple things, the bed system. And so this interior kit is $15,600 as of this configuration that I did. So that's the cost of this system, and I don't think that includes shipping. Now, this may be sticker shock because maybe your conversion budget is just this amount, which is completely fine. There's a lot of different options to go with in this whole van industry. And so, and I think actually, do I have that on? Let's see. We've written so many articles, I don't know. Let's see here. Let me find this article. I know we have it. So this is the interior kits. Okay, so it's a best camper van conversion kits for a DIY build. So this is an article that I wrote that goes through selection process of interior kits. So give this a read. I explain what a conversion kit is, the benefits of it, how to choose one, what typically comes into a kit, different kits. Let's see what we talk about. So Adventure Wagon is one, Zen vans, Wayfarer vans, Infinity vans. Our caravan has some kitchen galley kits and stuff like that. Titan DIY kits have van panels just like the AVC Rig company we talked about. So AVC Rig has this wall kit. And this is what we're actually putting in the transit right behind me. So this is what I'm installing. Yeah, so check out, it's the name of the article is Best Camper Van Conversion Kits for a DIY Build. So check that out. So those kits, for example, the ABC Rig, this wood kit is $1,800. And if you get the, if you get the high roof extended, and you do the highest grade Baltic birch, it's still $2,950. So there are ways to get these paneling systems at a lower cost, depending on what your budget is. So that's Adventure Wagon interior cost, kind of what to expect if you're looking to get that kit. Also, if you want to go to, if you go to one of our most popular videos, so that's the Bend, Oregon trip for the Adventure Van Expo. If you go there, you will find out, or you will find the walkthrough we did for Adventure Wagon. We looked at two vans. We walked through the interior of one van, and that was the one that we were able to showcase, what it looks like on the inside. We met with Haley with Adventure Wagon, and she's one of the contacts there. So if you missed this video, it's the 2022 Adventure Van Expo Redmond, Oregon Bend show. And so that's Haley there. She's about to walk us through the Adventure Wagon kit. The van that they brought at this event was cool because it had a plexiglass roof or ceiling panel, and you're actually getting to see the, they call it the A-frame, which is a powder-coated orange frame that is riveted into the van, and that's what accepts the L-track and holds all the panels into place. I opted out for the black powder-coated aluminum L-track as opposed to the shiny aluminum L-track. The only downside of the powder-coated one is, you got to be gentle with it because, the powder coat can scratch. It is possible, even though it's a tough coating. But this one, see right here, the yellow part, that is the core structure of the van. And I like it for safety purposes because it's physically riveted into the van, and then your whole entire kit mounts to it. You can put bunk beds in here. You can put double beds, like, for example, this is their second van. So you see there's two of their bed systems, and you're able to, raise one, lower the other one. So if you have kids and, the both of you want to sleep up top and then have the kids sleep on the bottom one, that's a way to maximize the space in a van because it's tight. A 148 van that's not an extended, if you do have kids or you have friends, trying to figure out where everybody's going to stay in the van. For example, if that's your goal is sleeping in the van, maybe you're up north or something like that. Having an adventure wagon interior kit gives you these options of doing these bunk bed style beds, but doing them really safely and easy to take out of the van completely to regain your van as a cargo van, or just easily move the height up and down. Some vans, they do L-track and they have motorcycles. So for example, Elementum Adventure Vehicles, where is his van? Okay, this is his van. So for example, he doesn't have an adventure wagon kit, but he does use L-track. And then in one of his vans, if I can actually get to it, he actually has an adventure motorcycle in the van. So you can imagine having a motorcycle with the bed lifted all the way to the top, and then you take the motorcycle out, and then you put the bed down in its location. So you kind of have different features like that. All right, that was a lot of information. Let's get back to this. Adventure wagon options. So if you have more questions on that, I have a ton of knowledge. I've installed a full entire adventure wagon system in this van. So I've got a lot of experience. I've talked to them a bunch on the phone and just by purchasing the kit and going through that process in general. So happy to answer any questions on that. Next, we're going to be talking about plumbing. And we're going to talk about the pex-a, otherwise known as the Opener expansion tool. And the question was, can you rent the tool? Now, I went online, I looked at all the rental companies, and I can't find a place where you can rent it. Now, for some reason, they must have a sale going on. So maybe if you're watching this and made that comment, let's see, Pro Pex expansion tool. So guys, this is the tool that you're going to want to buy when you do plumbing in your van. And if you're going to splurge on something, this is the tool to get. Now, this one is refurbished at $299. If you're comfortable with that, maybe if you went on Facebook Marketplace or something. But the kit that I'm talking about, it's the ProPex expander tool, and it's the half inch to 1 inch. Now, what this tool does is this tool is going to allow you to do pex-a plumbing install. And so if you don't know what pex-a is, let's go look up pex-a. So there's two different types of pex. There's pex-a and pex-b. Let's see here. I'm trying to set that. Anytime you guys just see my face is because there's like all these ads and all kinds of stuff. And I just don't want to show all that to you. Okay. Now this website, this is not sponsored or anything, but I think this willplum.com, I think this is where I go and just a lot of my knowledge as far as figuring out, because I'm learning about this stuff as I go. But so pex-a is right here in the left, and this piece of plastic, this is think of it as a industrial rubber band on steroids. Okay. So this tool right here with this little needle point, what it does is it opens up. I'm going to go grab it here in a second. It looks wild as heck, but it opens up with like these jaws, and it basically expands this super tight rubber band, and it kind of relaxes it enough to where you can fit this fitting in there, the pex-a fitting. And then what happens is in a couple of seconds, it will go back to its original size. And by doing that, it compresses down forever. And it has a very, very tight seal. One of the benefits is if this fitting accidentally rotates or moves, or say you have a freeze in the line or something, it's just, it's the best chance you're going to get to it not breaking. On the right side is is B. This is typically what's going to be in your house that you live in, unless it has been upgraded to a pex-a. But this one is, it's a brass collar that's crimped down. So going to pex-a, it's more expensive, but I'll let you guys just read this article on the examples. So this is a tool that you would install pex-b with. So let me go grab that tool really quick because I want to show it to you. Oh, well, we'll have to wait till next time. The only thing I found in my plumbing drawer is the pex-a. So this is kind of what it looks at. Just pretty simple. Pex-b. Anyway, yeah, check this out. I'm going to put this in the chat just so you guys. Plumbing, see pex-a versus b. There you go. All right, here we go. We're going to keep going. Let's talk about the next one, which is lighting. So the question that we had in the comments was fog light wiring options when you're not using a factory harness. And the question was asked when we were on this video. Where's the video? Yeah, if you guys are watching live, you have a question on anything that we've talked about or a new question, I definitely love to hear it while we're live tonight. Okay, let's check out this video. So I made a video. It's called New Fog Light Kit Diode Dynamics SS3 and Van Made Gear Fog Light Bracket. So what we're doing is we're converting this factory fog light over here. So that's the name of the company that makes this Van Parts Warehouse. Freedom Vanco is who sells this part. And it's pretty wild. It's extremely bright. However, what they've done is they've taken the Ford factory mount, and then what you do is you take off the surrounding trim ring, and then you unbolt the light, and then you're going to take the new bracket and install it back into the van. So there's the wiring harness. So the question was, if you don't have this on your van, how is it possible to wire in an additional fog light? So there's a couple ways you can do it. The easiest way to do it is with a light bar. So I'm going to go over to a company. We're going to go to, A-G-I-L-E, Agile Off. We're going to go to Agile Off-Road. And then we're going to go to Ford Transit Shop. And we're going to look at bumpers. And we're going to look at their Transit Off-Road 20-inch tubular bar mount. Now, this is the cheapest, decent one I've ever found on the internet. It bolts into your license plate bracket, and it holds a, what is that? I forgot what light this is. A rigid 20-inch light bar. So then you're going to go over here and you're going to type in rigid. Let's see. It is this one. Okay. So don't have a heart attack. I know this one's $782, but just stay with me on this. So that's our light bar mount, right? Now here's the thing. You don't have to get that light bar. So you can go to say 20-inch. So Rough Country as a lower cost off-road company. And I can't tell you for sure that this is going to fit, but what I'm saying is there's different 20-inch light bar options that are at lower cost. So you go from rigid, which is 700 and whatever, 782 to this, which is 134. You can even go probably lower with Harbor Freight. Now, what am I setting up? So we have our light. We have a way to mount our light to our bumper. Okay. So this is if you don't have a pocket that you're going to upgrade with the factory harness, or you have like my van. My personal van is a 2019 Ford Transit, and there's no pocket for me to put a Ford light or a Ford fog light upgrade or anything like that. So I would have to go with this type of solution. So this is the bracket. This is the light. The next thing is 9 times out of 10, these kits are going to come with hardware. So if we click on this next photo, you're going to see a wiring harness, and then you're also going to see a switch here. So this switch, what you're going to do is where you can connect this light switch to is in a Ford Transit, the battery is underneath the driver's seat. You will have to take the driver's seat off. It's not too difficult. It's 4 bolts. You'll take the driver's seat off, and then you'll have access to your battery and the ability to mount a fuse. There should be a fuse in this wiring harness. So you're going to do 2 things. You're going to mount the bar, mount the light, and then you're going to snake the wire through the engine, safely around not hot parts of the engine. There's a little hole that goes through the firewall that allow you to pull the line up under your dash. Then you're going to take it from your dash. There's 1 lead that comes with this. So this harness is really big. 1 lead is going to go to your batteries to get you a power connection. And then on your left side, there's like a bottom cup holder in your dash. That is where a piece of plastic pops out. I'm going to go pop it out of this van real quick. So in a Ford Transit, you have this right here. So if you guys, this is familiar. So on your driver's side, there's this, okay? And it's at an angle like that, and you can kind of put like a drink or your wallet or sunglasses or what I use. But you have this thing you pop out, and this, what you're going to do is in the center right here, you'll drill a hole that's going to allow you to take this switch and put it in there. So you do a hole saw hole here, and then you can put that little switch in there, and then now you have a switch for your fog lights. Now, it's a challenge to, put that in there, but, if you're trying to find a DIY route to circumvent like an OEM plug location, that is what I would suggest. Yeah. All right, let's talk about something fun. We'll talk about the DIY van build cheat sheet. So if you guys don't know what this is an Excel sheet that I put together of all of my Amazon purchases over the last 3 years of stuff that I've bought for the shop and vans. So it's a curated list. It's got over 250 items with Amazon links. We've got electrical, we've got fasteners, stuff that I use for 80/20 specifically is what the fastener section is, hardware, HVAC, like the Max fan. We've got insulation, kitchen items like the induction cooktop burner, onboard air compressors. We installed an ARB compressor in one of our van builds. Roofing, security, solar, a bunch of Renogy components like solar panels, kits for wiring stuff together. The most important part of this list, and my favorite, is the tools section. This is going to allow you to look at all the kind of weird tools that I've used. The ProPex expansion tool that we just talked about is right on here. So that kit's on there that we talked about. The RivNut tool adapter. So that is a tool that goes on the end of a drill to install the rivets or the plus nuts for the Adventure Wagon kit that we also talked about in today's video. Soldering station, hydraulic lug crimping tool for those big 4-aught battery cable connections. So all of that stuff is in this list. The best part is it's completely free. All you guys have to do is go to the link in the description below, put your name and email address, click download now. It's going to come right to your inbox. You can also go to vanbuilderhq.com. So if you guys are on vanbuilderhq.com, you're looking at a bunch of the articles. The cool part is, like if you're looking at best camper van conversion kits for a DIY, there's going to be a link so that you can download the free cheat sheet. Just click on it. It'll take you to the same place. And I think this sheet is really great for DIYers. It gives you a place to start when you don't know what products to buy. It's literally what I've bought on Amazon. I just took my past orders, cleaned them up, and put them in an Excel document. The best part about this is we're always adding items to this list. We're currently at 255, but we do have a bunch more items that we're putting on here. For example, the van behind me, we're using different components. I found some more stuff. For example, this van is getting the EcoFlow power kit, the 5 kilowatt hour power kit. It also has the pneumatic cooling, 48 volt AC. We got the Wolfbox dash cam installed. We've got the Dynavan in-dash Apple CarPlay system installed. A lot of cool stuff. So yeah, definitely check out DIY Van Build Cheat Sheet. And I think it'll really help you guys out. Last but not least, let's talk about Odyssey Custom Vans. That's my custom van conversion business. This is the van that we are currently, that is currently for sale. we'll be finishing up very soon. If you want to get a video of this van, kind of a walkthrough to see what we did at Adventure Van Expo in Chattanooga, Tennessee, check out the video right here on the website. It's an awesome video. During the film of that video, we got to meet a lot of our subscribers in Chattanooga, which kind of blew my mind. It's so awesome that you guys came out there. Down here, we've got all the details in the van. Just a really quick overview. It's the turbocharged V6 EcoBoost engine. It's got a live and slip differential. It also has a 600 amp hour Renogy lithium, smart lithium battery system, coupled with the Renogy One M1 display. So that's their new all-in-one system. Communicates with the 3,000 watt pure sine wave inverter charger, which is their Rego system. And it's really cool. Everything's connected. Down here at the bottom, we've got Dematic RTX 2000 12-volt AC. We've got the Webasto AirTop Evo 40, which automatically adjusts for altitude when you're going into mountains like Colorado or at certain elevations. And it's connected directly to the Ford auxiliary port. Scopima swivel seats for both driver and passenger. We've got a Rivati sink, which is everyone's favorite, and the Isotherm Cruise 130 stainless steel fridge, huge fridge within the van. And then we go all out with water capacity. We've got 40 gallons of fresh water storage in the van, 7 gallons of gray for the sink, upgradable to 14 gallons, a 4-gallon Bosch hot water tank, and then we have a separate 16-gallon Northwest Conversion gray water tank specifically for the hidden shower pan. So that's separate from the other systems. Down here are some photos that you guys can check out if you're interested in this build. Some updated photos. One thing I didn't mention is Adventure Wagon interior system. We've got the Friedman flip and fold seat. So 2 additional passengers to take along with your adventures. Flip it up out of the way when it's not in use. It's a really cool seating system. This is our hidden floor pan, shower pan from Tetravan. It does have a top, so this is the top. It's actually going to be coated in lawn seal, so you actually won't see it at all. But when we were getting to the show, we just left it raw so that it would kind of stand out and people could see where the floor was. This is the roof where we have our AC, Max Fan, 7500K, and our 420 watts of solar. Moving on down, we've got some Flatline Vanco accessories such as overhead cabinets, as well as a small 24 by 24 kitchen galley that houses the Isotherm Cruise 130. And then we have a 41-inch kitchen galley. That is our, if I can find it, there we go. So the 41-inch kitchen galley is what houses our 7-gallon gray water and our Rivati sink. And then coming on down, we have our Flatline Vanco bed system and our Flatline Vanco pull-out tray, which is direct through bolted to the chassis of the van. Yes, you can slide this out and sit on the back of it. It's a 500-pound capacity, and it's not drilled into the floor of the van. It's through bolted with grade 8 hardware, which is the correct way to do that, in my opinion. Really nice power system, but simple. So this is the full control system for the whole entire van. We got the Renogy M1 controller, Max Fan, inverter charger, and Webasto 3.0 smart temp heater controller. So you can do the heater control through Bluetooth on your phone. Overhead shelf, Lagoon table mount. And then if we step outside, we've got the Rigid Industries amber light. So it's a scene light. I like amber because it's not as harsh as the white light. We finished it off with a Fiamma F45S awning, and we actually installed a European Transit Trail Ford Raptor-style grille on the front of the van, so it looks really cool. If you guys are interested in purchasing that van, contact me, sales@odysseycustomvans.com. There's my phone number. But click on this link. This link right here is the best way to get in touch with me. If you're interested in purchasing the van, you can go right to my calendar and get access to it. Pick a day and time. It'll pop up right on my calendar, and we'll hop on a call. You can come by, check it out, or just ask some questions on the phone. If you're not interested in that van, but you're interested in purchasing a custom build from us, or doing a custom build with us. On the left-hand side, we've got a couple instructions here on the next steps it takes to start a consultation and go through that. It's the same thing for booking a time. You just click on a time and a date, and it'll get you right on my calendar and in touch with me, and we'll look forward to checking out your van build. All right, guys, that's going to do it for our Q&A tonight on this live stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, like this video if you like the information in this video. Share this to somebody that's working on their van, maybe needs some questions answered, and wanted to check out some links to some articles, and also the blog post that we have on vanbuilderhq.com. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. Join us next week. We're going to be working on this van behind me, and I got some exciting things to show you. But until next time, I'll see you guys on the next live stream.